I'm Cynthia Bemis Abrams, and I'm a lifelong Bloomington resident. I'm a product of the Bloomington Public Schools. And my husband Dave and I have been property owners, taxpayers in Bloomington since 1990. We raised our kids, who also grew up through the Bloomington Public Schools and participated in many of our great civic and community organizations. My ties to our community are very strong. I have been elected to the Bloomington School Board. I have been chair of the Bloomington Parks, Arts, and Recreation Advisory Commission, and I recently co-chaired the Bloomington Public Schools Elementary School Boundary Task Force. My bachelor's degree is from Minnesota State Mankato, and my master's in organizational leadership is from St. Catherine University. On the area of energy and environment, I think that there are a number of best practices that can be found regionally, nationally, and actually internationally to encourage conservation of energy and our environmental resources, and I would look forward to advocating for them and learning more about them in application at the city level. For housing, I think that we have to do as much as we can to create options for housing for those who have lived their entire lives in Bloomington, that they may then continue and transition to senior level housing, as well as making sure that there is affordable housing for first-time homeowners and young families. Taxes and finance is one of the strongest aspects of our city governance, and as such, I would support and contribute to thoughtful planning and appropriate planning and stewardship of our community assets and of our city finances, and continue at the AAA bond rating that we are so proud to have and have earned. Finally, within the next 4 years, I think the City of Bloomington has an opportunity to boost the vitality of our neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are both the residents and the housing stock, as well as our local retail centers that are supposed to serve those neighborhoods and the local community. The greater the vitality of those neighborhoods and the more communication that goes into and out of them and amongst them, the stronger we have of housing stock, the healthier our residents, the more eyes on crime, and in the end, the greater return on our investments that we all have in our houses. Thank you very much. I'm Cynthia Bemis Abrams, running for the Bloomington City Council at large.
Hi, my name is Xavier Bickett, and I'm a candidate for Bloomington City Council at large, and I humbly ask for your support and vote on August 13th and November 5th. I've been a resident of Bloomington since 1998, graduating from the Bloomington Public Schools in the class of 2002, where I met and married my high school sweetheart, Sarah. And we bought our first home in Bloomington, and the first member of our family was a rescue dog, Mac, who is a black pointer lab mix. I hold a bachelor's degree in business and an AAS in accounting and tax from the Minnesota School of Business, and my professional background consists of experience in new business development in the insurance and investment industry, as well as a college admissions representative specializing in helping recent high school graduates. The League of Women Voters asks us to cover 4 main topics in 30 seconds or less each, so I'll do my best. Energy and the environment, housing, taxes and city finances, and the #1 issue facing Bloomington over the next 4 years. With regards to energy and the environment, the City Council should support appropriate city code and permit costs for residents to have ample opportunity to use clean and renewable energy technologies like solar cell installations. I think these steps will lead to taking better care of our environment, our parks, which I truly do enjoy. The second issue is housing, and I was reading a survey from 2012 for Bloomington citizen residents, with 61% of residents responding that the availability and affordability of quality housing was good or excellent, and 76% saying the variety was good or excellent. And I think we're on the right path here. In that same survey, they asked residents, what could we do to help keep property values high in Bloomington? 64% said keeping property taxes as low as possible, with 51% saying we're developing old commercial properties. And I agree 100% with those residents. I think those are steps that we should take. In regard to finances and taxes, I think our AAA credit rating is great. It helps keep our financing for our city at a good cost. However, one place I think we could improve upon actually leads to the 4th topic of what I think is going to be the #1 issue for Bloomington, which is jobs. And with taxes right now for our property taxes, I think we're actually behind other neighboring cities like Edina and Eden Prairie. With Bloomington's property taxes being 62% more than Edina, and I think this is pushing jobs and making us less competitive in that area. And I think this also goes well together with the survey I've been citing from 2012 Bloomington Citizen Survey, where 63% of residents thought that the job growth was too slow. And it also corresponds with CNN's Best Cities to Live in America, where Bloomington from 2000 to 2011 had a negative 8% job growth. And I think this is something we need to consider moving forward. So with your help, I hope and your support on August 13th and November 5th, we can make Bloomington good to great. Thank you.
I'm Ken Johnson, candidate for East Bloomington's 4th District. My wife Karen and I have lived in East Bloomington for 8 years. In fact, my great-grandfather farmed this area back in the 1800s, and my grandfather built one of the first churches in Bloomington. Our city council seems to be obsessed with paving over the city and is now planning to decrease the green space required by commercial buildings and multiple housing. They are paving over land for seemingly no reason. In East Bloomington, there is a sidewalk to nowhere. It runs along 88th Street east of Portland Avenue. The $1.5 million bike path in West Bloomington is another example. There is no need for a bike path since the streets are wide enough for both auto and bicycle traffic. But the city council seems hell-bent on putting down more pavement. The city needs to be more environmentally conscious. With the proposed light rail coming to Bloomington, there will be a federal mandate for more affordable housing. With this mandate and our aging population, East Bloomington will be expected to provide this affordable housing. It is paramount that the senior centers be found in East Bloomington where the seniors will be living, not West Bloomington as is proposed. Like someone on drugs, the city management keeps spending money they do not have. 2 years ago, the city owed $63 million in general obligation bonds. 2 years later, it is $74 million. This is credit card debt. Presently, there is no effort to stop this increased debt, let alone pay it down. The city is expecting to pay $100,000 in attorney fees attempting to stop park workers from unionizing. Why did the park workers unionize? Because the park supervisor promoted his golf buddy over the workers who have twice the experience, education, and seniority. To protect the supervisor, the city manager and attorney spent $100,000 of your taxes. They have no respect for you, the citizen, and the taxpayer. Disrespect and arrogance is corrupting our city. I'm Ken Johnson. God bless you and those you love.
Hi, my name is John Olson. I seek election to the seat on City Council that represents the northeast portion of Bloomington. My wife Sandy and I moved here in 2003. We have 5 children, 13 grandchildren. My work life has been diverse. A youth director, public school teacher and principal, owner of a small conflict management business. We like living in Bloomington, just invested in a small addition to our home. I want to participate in keeping our city a good place to live and work for us and those who follow us. I've learned a lot about Bloomington and how government happens here in the 5 years I've served on the Planning Commission. This experience has prepared me well to be your council representative. The League of Women Voters picked important topics for us to discuss. Energy and environment. I like the fact that our city government promotes energy-saving programs and those that explore alternative types of clean energy. The bottom line is that we need to promote personal and community practices that mean that my grandchildren, everyone's grandchildren, will have a quality life. Sustainability. We also need reliable energy sources. City government needs to work with energy supply companies and government agencies to plan should disasters occur. Housing. We need to regularly study what types of housing our residents want and need, so we plan for the variety that we need in the future. People have different preferences, perhaps special needs, and different size pocketbooks. Oh, and we need to maintain our housing through home improvement loans, code standards to remind us, and inspectors to enforce these codes. Taxes and city finances. Bloomington looks very good when we compare tax rates to similar suburbs. We also get good marks from organizations that analyze how well governments manage taxpayer money. The bottom line is that all of us who pay taxes to Bloomington need to get a good return for our investment. One of my jobs as a member of our city council will be to make sure we keep getting good ratings and that we get a good bang for our buck. The number one issue facing Bloomington today? Our city is blessed. We just need to work together to make sure we use those blessings well. That means we need to do two things: problem solve and strategize the future. Speak our minds, promote our ideas, but do it in a manner that says we make decisions and take actions to make Bloomington the best city in the metro. If we work well together, we will make Bloomington the best place in Metro to live. I hope to get the chance to talk with you as I go door to door, or perhaps see you at a grocery store. If elected, I will work to keep the best things about our city and work to fix what isn't. I will bring my common sense approach to problem solving and planning ahead. I would be honored to have your vote.